With the LCI deal, Elroy Air has sold more Chaparral drones than any other company. After making a deal with Dublin-based LCI, Elroy Air, which makes cargo and delivery drones, reached an all-time high. People have paid a lot of attention to the moves Walmart, Amazon Prime Air, and Alphabet Wing has made in drone delivery, which may be fair, given what these companies have built in the past. But if you look beyond those three big names in drone delivery, you can see that other companies are quietly making a big name for themselves in the space. Take South San Francisco's Elroy Air for example. The company announced that it has received orders worth more than $2 billion for Chaparral, its autonomous cargo VTOL drone. Links to Elroy and more below. Hit that like button. We appreciate it. Elroy Air and LCI, which is based in Dublin and mostly runs a fleet of 150 helicopters, agreed to buy up to 40 Chaparral aircraft, with deposits paid on the first 20 orders. This was a big step forward. If all 40 are sold in the end, the deal would be worth more than $100 million. Kofi Asante, Vice President of Business Development and Strategy at Elroy Air, says that LCI will rent out Chaparral to its clients who work in humanitarian aid. The company will also help clients get loans, so they can pay less upfront. Asante said in a news release that the Chaparral could be used to fly cargo for disaster relief, firefighting, and humanitarian operations without putting pilots at risk or needing airport infrastructure. The most exciting thing about our agreement with LCI is that it opens up funding for the Chaparral to be used for humanitarian purposes, and lets us show the world what the Chaparral can do. Elroy Air's CEO, Dave Merrill, also told Forbes, "We'll start operating systems with some customers next year, and the year after, and then we expect to deliver to LCI a few years after that." Chaparral is different from many of the smaller drones that make last-mile deliveries in some US suburbs. It took its first flight in August 2019. The Chaparral C1, Elroy's newest model, can carry up to 500 pounds of cargo for up to 300 nautical miles. This makes it one of the largest and most durable unmanned aircraft on the market. Chaparral is important because it has a cargo hold that can be disconnected from the rest of the plane. It can unload one pod, move over another pod, and pick it up all on its own. Only loading and unloading the detached cargo pod needs to be done by people. It's amazing. This is the technology that will be in the future. Don't forget. If you like this video, please subscribe. You guys are awesome. Another important thing about Chaparral is that it can take off and land vertically, like a helicopter. This means that it doesn't need as much infrastructure to operate it. In fact, the plane is small enough that it can fit inside a 40-foot shipping container or the hull of a C-130 cargo plane. This makes it easy to ship and move to different places. All of these things make the plane perfect for humanitarian missions in hard-to-reach parts of the world that may not have the same infrastructure and access to transportation as the Bay Area, where Elroy Air is based. The CEO of LCI, Jaspal Jandu, said, "This commitment to the innovative Chaparral system will allow us to support mission-critical, remote logistical work and socially responsible humanitarian work around the world in an efficient way. It will do this to add to the wide range of abilities of our current fleet of aircraft." Chaparral has only been able to do test flights so far. But the plane has some big fans. FedEx, AYR Logistics, an aircraft operator in London, and even the US Air Force and Navy have all ordered or tested it. It also has the $40 million backing of Lockheed Martin Ventures, the venture capital arm of the defense contractor. Also, Elroy Air seems to be stepping up its own testing. It announced that its flight testing facility had moved to an airport in Byron, California. Using its ground control station, which was also moved to the airport, the company will test Chaparral C-1 both in the air and on the ground. The ground control station is a mobile building with engineering stations, weather monitoring equipment, a dedicated network infrastructure, a rooftop observation deck, and even its own uninterruptible power supply. The trailer-sized building will be Elroy Air's home base for testing its plane's hardware and software, both in the air and on the ground. It has also rented and set up a 7,000-square-foot hangar with a large storage and work area, and enough extra space to fit several Chaparral vehicles. Dave Merrill, Elroy Air CEO, says the name of the company is a nod to George Jetson and
his boy Elroy.
It's important to understand that inspiration is given and received in all forms of communication. Sometimes at play, we become the most creative. As part of the partnership, LCI and its parent company, Libra Group, which has 30 subsidiaries on 6 continents, will offer Elroy Air their expertise in commercial, financial, and end-user matters.